Good morning everybody and welcome back to Visit Fylde Coast. Today's video is a bit of a inside outside meet Seaside Emporium. You might be able to hear the gentle pattering of the raindrops on the window outside. It's an awful January morning. Perfect weather for recounting the story of the Riverdance shipwreck. Obviously there's nothing of it to see outside anyway, so we might as well do it in here in the warm. So on 31st of January 2008, the Riverdance was wrecked in a storm, and this is what the Fylde Coast woke up to the day afterwards. Winds of up to 80 miles an hour broadsided the ship, and the waves were enormous. The cargo began to move, the ferry began to list, and it started to run aground. And this is one of the photographs that we've got on sale actually in our Seaside Emporium website. So I'm going to tell you the story of Riverdance with the aid of this presentation pack, which we've also got on our website. So if you know somebody that's particularly keen on the story of the Riverdance ferry, they might be interested in this. So it's a nice black presentation box with a resealable gift strap. We're actually on to grey boxes now because we've used all the black ones up, but I do actually think these are nicer. So these are our new grey presentation boxes. Make a lovely present. So inside the box is a series of information and pictures and gifts. So it was the worst weather that the emergency services had seen. By 4 o'clock in the morning, everybody had been brought off the ship, and when you open up this gift pack, it starts with a broadsheet to go with the broadsiding, which explains the story of the Riverdance, where it beached, how it ran aground, what happened to it, and all the rest of it. So that's a nice sort of keepsake explanation that goes with it. And then inside is a series of photographs. So you might remember that the Riverdance was an overnight tourist sensation and estimated to have attracted 100,000 people between February and April that year. There were just people everywhere you looked. I can remember on the day that my mum and I had been to Affinity, what was then called the Freeport. And we came back to Cleveleys because my dad had asked us to get something for him from the town centre. And we couldn't understand where all the traffic had come from. But we've got this huge ship on the beach. This is when the rescue starts to begin because you can see the cranes and everything bringing it off. And all these photographs are presented wrapped up in tissue paper inside the box. And these are all photographs that we took at the time. Sadly, we weren't doing Visit Cleveleys at the time, so it was just before we began, literally just before. I think it was the year before. So I didn't have the presence of mind to get any more than we did. But you can see here the angle that the boat ended up at. So this is what it looked like. Did you know that jetsam is the unwanted material or goods which are thrown overboard and become washed ashore? And you can see the containers here on the back of this ship unloading all their jetsam, and that was a sight to be seen. We'd got digestive biscuits came first, and then there were planks of wood. There were little plastic cups. There were loads of little plastic cups that came off, and all this kind of fell out of the containers that were on the back of the ship, and then it went out in with the tide, and a lot of it washed up on Russell Beach, which is that way, because Russell Beach is a place where all the Strandline collects stuff. So this sort of went on for forever, amen. Now there's a punchline to this story. In trying to stabilise it, it sank into the sand. So it couldn't be floated. So eventually it was decided that it had to be cut up there and then on the beach. So these photographs recount the story of its demise. You can just see a Blackpool Tower there, look, in the distance. And this is actually more or less on the beach where you can still see the Abana shipwreck, round about here. They were very, very near together. And you can see all the containers here. When you think how big they are, when you see them on a lorry, on the road, and they just all started falling off and discharging the contents. So eventually, you can see on this one that they started cutting the ship up, and they carried it off one by one by one by one, all on the back of lorries which parked up here on the promenade at Princess Way, the bit that's been rebuilt recently. By October 2008, it had been cut up and it had been removed. And one of our readers sent us a link to an article about the reasons for why this poor ship had ended up lost on the beach. And apparently it was a catalogue of errors, and a lack of maintenance had led to the incident. Apparently it made quite good reading, but it went on for forever and amen, as you can imagine. Now the punchline to it is that underneath the beach here is the United Utilities sewage outfall pipe, which links the sewage outflow out at sea to shore. That's the old one, not the new one that's just recently been installed. And it bent it and damaged it, so that all had to be replaced as well. So it kind of went on forever, amen, and we've got the promenade closed for such a long time. It's actually listed right at the very bottom of the shipwreck memorial as well, and you can find all these videos. You can find a video of the Abana shipwreck, which is still visible here from sort of 16 knot blob, and a video of the shipwreck memorial and this piece of beach and all that kind of information. And they're all on our YouTube video. I'll pop the links in the comments below so you can have a look at that and you can watch it. So that, I think you will agree, makes a lovely gift for someone who is interested in the history of shipwrecks and all things nautical. So it's a nice pack that they can, I mean, they could, if they wanted to, frame the pictures, or you could just sit it on your bookshelf all nicely, neatly packed up as a reminder of the day when we got a brand new tourist attraction. The pack itself is £45, and the A4 prints, if you want to buy any of those, are £12.50. And I believe that there are 7 in that pack, so that's exceptionally good value for money. And this print of Riverdance is available to buy as a plain print, mounted like that one, or framed in various options. So I hope you've enjoyed that little look through a big legend. We keep saying we could do with another shipwreck because it was such a tourist attraction. It brought so many people here, but without anybody getting hurt or injured or anything like that. So if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the Visit Fylde Coast YouTube channel. Don't forget to share it with your friends, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.